And now, for this week's State of Trade in Star Citizen. The trade economy saw an overall dip in movement at the beginning of the week, caused by players using Luminalia gifts to make UEC. However, CIG adjusted the sale price of gift boxes to 250 UEC, down from 1,000 on early December 13th. This adjustment caused many players to take back to the trade lanes, rapidly increasing prices and depleting stock once again. Prices are at their usual highs across the board, with the economy being nearly in the exact same place it was during previous patches. 3.16 is on PTU and open to all. This patch will be introducing a new variant ship, the Cutlass Steel from Drake Interplanetary. Filling a troop transport role, this ship trades cargo capacity for guns, more guns, and seating for 18 passengers and their guns. Due to its complete lack of cargo capacity, it is unlikely that this ship will impact trade lanes in any legitimate way. And yes, scrap is still not a viable commodity to trade. We are sorry. And now for market data. In the metals market, Agricium continues high pricing. Agricium has a rarely seen base price of 22.50 and sells for 27.50. Around ArcCorp, Lyria's SAL2 rose to 23.71, up slightly from 23.57. In Crusader, Daymar deposits saw minor decreases. Kudra ore fell to 23.75, down from 24.28. ArcCorp 141 dipped to 24.60, down from 24.83. In Microtech, SMCA8 on Calliope fell to 24.68, slightly down from a previous 24.70. Cleo's Cantwell fell to 23.25, down from 23.40. Aluminum saw no notable movement. As the commodity holds little interest for traders, aluminum has a base price of 1.11 and sells for 1.33 UEC. Prices held at base numbers across the board. Gold continues to be a main commodity for many freighters. Gold has a base price of 5.41 and sells for 6.41. In ArcCorp, Humboldt mines on Lyria held at or near base pricing. Around Crusader, Kudra ore on Daymar hit a surprisingly low base price of 5.41, far below its previous price of 5.72. This price indicates that traders had not visited the location for at least 2 hours beforehand. Shubin SCD-1 fell slightly to 5.85, a near repeat of a previous 5.88. Around Hurston, prices on Aberdeen continue to fluctuate depending on time of day. Norgard and Anderson held to base pricing multiple times throughout the week, but repeatedly climbed into the 5.50 range. In Microtech, Calliope's Caltag lowered to 5.70, down from 5.89. SMO-18 on the planet itself reported base pricing multiple times yet again. Titanium continues to see maximum pricing. Titanium has a base price of 7.10 and a sell price of 8.90. Around ArcCorp, Lyria's SAL2 rose to 7.96, up from a previous 7.89. SAL5 climbed to 7.91, up from 7.82. Humboldt Mines sharply rose to 7.95, up from 7.61. Around Crusader, Sellenstram and Myers dropped slightly to 7.87, down from 7.99. In Hurston, Ariel's Bezdek fell to 7.74, down from 7.77. Its sister location, Lathan, rose slightly to 7.83, up from 7.81. Around Microtech, Cleo's Cantwell rose to 7.98, a near repeat of 7.96. Tungsten sees a reduction in movement. Tungsten has a base price of 3.55 and sells for 4.06. Around Crusader, Daymar's Shubin SCD-1 fell to 3.75, slightly down from 3.80. Around Microtech, Caltag on Calliope fell to 3.77, down from 3.80. SMCA8 on Calliope plummeted to 3.57, down from 380. Legal Vice sees Distilled Spirits with fluctuating prices. Distilled Spirits has a base price of 4.06, with a sale price of 5.56 at major ports. In Crusader, Gillette Family Farms on Cellin fell to 4.44, down from 4.51. Terra Mills fell to 450, slightly down from 452. Bountiful Harvest on Daymar rose to 4.56, up from 450. Around Microtech, Bud's Growery on Euterpe fell to 4.48, down slightly from 4.54. However, multiple locations did report prices as low as the 420 or 430 range at unusual hours throughout the week. Stims have seen an overall reduction in movement. Stims have a base price of 2.80 and sell for 3.86 at major ports. Stims returned to base pricing multiple times throughout the week at all locations. However, due to their limited restock rate, a single bulk purchase can raise prices to the 290 range or higher. Keep this in mind when freighting the commodity. Gases repeat usual behaviors. Astatine sees near maximum pricing. Astatine has a base price of 7 and a sale price of 9 at major ports. Around ArcCorp, Walla's ArcCorp 056 rose to 7.59, up from 7.50. ArcCorp 061 had the lowest observed price of 7.32, up from 7.10. On Lyria, leverage fell to 7.63, down slightly from 7.66. Around Crusader, Yala's ArcCorp 157 repeated a price of 7.93. Benson Mining on Yala rose to 7.95, up from 7.86. Around Hurston, Woodruff on Ida hit 7.89, a near repeat of 7.88. Ryder fell to 7.85, down from 7.94. Around Microtech, SMCA 6 on Calliope rose to 7.87, up from 7.69. On the planet itself, SMO 10 repeated a price of 7.89. SMO 22 dipped slightly to 7.73, down from 7.75. Astatine continues to see supply shortages at all locations. Chlorine sees less movement. Chlorine has a base price of 1.3 and a sale price of 1.71. All locations held at or near base pricing throughout the week. Fluorine saw increased movement to outposts. Fluorine has a base price of 2.35 and a sale price of 2.95. All locations held to base pricing throughout the week. However, the sale price fell considerably, especially around Crusader, and many outposts saw demand completely wiped out. Hydrogen saw little movement last week. Hydrogen has a base price of 0.90 and a sale price of 1.12. All locations held to base pricing. Benson and Leverage saw minor bumps to 0.91, which may be attributed to rounding errors. Iodine sees no notable movement. Iodine has a base price of 0.35 and a sale price of 0.45. The commodity continues to hold little interest for traders. In the mineral market, Beryl saw slight movement. Beryl has a base price of 4.06 and a sale price of 4.35. Around Crusader, ArcCorp 141 on Daymar reached 4.10, a near repeat of 4.09. Around Microtech, Calliope's SMCA8 repeated a price of 4.09. Corundum saw little movement. Corundum has a base price of 2.30 and a sell price of 2.71. All locations held at or near base pricing for the week. Diamond saw a brief slump in pricing before surging once again. Diamond has a base price of 5.85 and a sell price of 7.35. Around ArcCorp, Walla's 045 rose to 6.41, up from 6.26. ArcCorp 056 also rose to 6.42, up from 6.32. ArcCorp 048 rose to 6.33, up from base pricing. On Lyria, SAL5 rose slightly to 6.30, up from 6.26. At Crusader, Tram and Myers actually fell to 6.24, down from 6.51. Around Hurston, Magda's Han rose to 6.48, up from 6.28. Perlman fell to 6.30, down from 6.43. On the planet itself, Edmund was at 5.87, down from 6.41. Operi rose to 631, up from 592. Pinewood fell to 609, down from 621, and Thetis fell to 6 UEC, down from 6.24. Around Microtech, Deltana on the planet itself rose to 6.37, up from 6.01. SMO13 rose to 621, up from 6.05. Laranite is still in high demand. Laranite has a rarely seen base price of 25 and a sale price of 31.01. Around ArcCorp, ArcCorp 045 repeated a price of 27.16. ArcCorp 056 on Walla rose to 27.79, up from 27.59. In Crusader, Tram and Myers fell to 27.31, down from 27.75 and being the low for the week. Around Hurston, Bezdek on Ariel rose slightly to 27.84, a near repeat of 27.82. Its sister location, Lathan, fell to 27.74, down from a previous 27.84. Quartz saw little movement. Quartz has a base price of 1.25 and has a sell price of 1.55. All locations were at or returned to base pricing. Medical supplies saw regular shortages throughout the week. Medical supplies have a rarely seen base price of 15.75 and a sell price of 19.25 at major ports. Around Crusader, Deacons on Yela fell to 16.84, down from 17.05. On Selen, Hicks rose to 17.23, up from 17.16. In Microtech, Anvik on Calliope rose to 17.29, up from 16.64. On Clio, McGrath rose to 17, up from 16.60. Processed food continues to see movement, although prices have held firm. Processed food has a base price of 1.21 and a sell price of 1.56. Scrap is still unavailable for trade. Still. Scrap has a base price of 1.35 and a sell price of 1.85. Until CIG rolls back their previous hotfix, scrap cannot be sold at any location in-game. Do not purchase scrap until further notice. Agricultural supplies see minor movement. Agricultural supplies have a base price of 1 with a sell price of 1.20. All locations held or returned to base prices throughout the week, with the exception of Hicks Research reporting a minor price increase to 1.02 at various times. And now for next week's forecast. With many players off from work or school due to holiday breaks, expect prices to remain high across the board on most commodities. 3.16 will most likely go to live sometime before the weekend. If this happens, trade will actually see low prices for about the first 2 hours of the patch. Try trading during or right after Jumptown events for slightly better pricing. And now for this week's trading tip. Pirates love hitting traders at orbital markers. Minimize your predictability by avoiding OMs after picking up cargo. For example, set a jump point to a random location like Arc L5, jump, cancel the jump after a second or two, then replot to your port destination. This helps bypass possible traps set up at orbital markers and can keep you and your cargo safe. Also, State of Trade will be taking a break for the next 2 weeks due to the holiday season. We will return around January 9th. That's it for this week's State of Trade. As a personal note from the show, we would like to wish you a wonderful time with those you love, are close with, or at the very least, tolerate. Whatever you may celebrate, we hope it is a wonderful holiday for you. Until next time, keep on truckin'.